Hello there, all of you absolutely lovely people. Once again, this is Dax Allred, and today we will be talking about this right here, the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle Cards deck by Doreen Virtue. Okay, and here we've got the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck of cards. It is a deck of 44 Oracle cards focusing on mermaids and dolphins, although there is a fairy on the back artwork for the cards. Now, this is a beautiful deck of cards with some nice, beautiful artwork on them there, you know, all dealing with mermaids and mostly mermaids. There is dolphin artwork in there too, but the focus definitely appears to be on the mermaids themselves. Not to say that the two are mutually exclusive. I have done enough work with water elementals to be of the opinion that they're just as closely tied to dolphins, if not more so, than they are to humans. So a mermaid, you could very well be dealing with dolphin energy rather than human aquatic energy, which actually there is not very much human energy in mermaids, period. They are something very foreign to the current status of the human race. But here you've got the box that it came in. You've got a nice, let's move this down here, you've got a nice deck of 44 cards. And as always, you've got the instruction manual that goes along with it. Now let's move the box and the instruction manual off to the side here. You don't really need to see that. The first thing that we're going to do is consecrate the deck of cards. This is something you only really need to do if the messages have become weak, if it's a brand new deck of cards out of the box, which this is not, this is one of my older decks of cards, or if someone else has touched the deck of cards. So I don't really need to consecrate this deck of cards at this point in time, but I'm going to do it anyway simply because of this video, just showing you how to consecrate the deck. Now, I am left-handed, so I will hold the deck of cards in my right hand, and all that you do is you make a nice loose but firm fist with your dominant hand, whatever hand you write with. Hold the deck of cards in your other hand with your dominant hand, make a nice loose but firm fist, and knock that energy out of that deck. Now we need to go through and consecrate the deck, and I'm going to do it this way just so that you can better see what I'm doing. And you need to touch every card in the deck and infuse it with your energy. So, morning affirmations, explore your options, simplify your life, healing, set your sights. Okay, and now I have infused this deck of cards with my energy. Now we simply make a prayer asking the dolphins and the mermaids to make this message accurate and precise. Okay, so now we need to ask the question. And this question does not need to be answered out loud. The mermaids and the dolphins will hear you whether you vocalize it or not. Now, you can outright ask the question out loud if you want, but you don't have to. And asking it out loud will probably increase your perceived strength of the message. But you can simply ask it to yourself in your mind. So, I'm giving this reading for myself, but since you're watching, the reading is for you too. So we are going to take a few seconds of silence to simply ask the question to the mermaids and dolphins. What do you want to ask them? And be specific. The more you waffle, the more vague you are, the harder it is to answer your question. It's just like speaking to a person face to face. You know, if you ask kind of a weird, wonky, roundabout question, how are they supposed to answer that? It's the same thing. So come up with a very specific question to ask them. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something a little bit unusual on this video. Instead of doing a moment of silence, I am going to ask let the mermaid Isafel influence this answer. Isafel has once said, and it was to William Mistily that she said this. She didn't say it to me, but it's a message that always struck a chord with me. I consider it to be very important. The one thing that Isafel once said is that among the human race, once there are 4 human beings alive in every generation who truly lives without fear, all wars on your planet will end. That was a message that Isafel once gave to the magician William Mistily. And so I'm going to ask Isafel this question. I am asking Isafel right now, what do I need to do to be one of the 4 people in the current generation who live their lives truly without fear? That's the question. Normally, and I did that on my other video, I kept silent and I let you ask your own questions. I am asking specifically the Mermaid Queen Isafel this question. How do I become one of the 4 people in this generation that have no fear so that all war will end? Keeping in mind, I am not guaranteed to be one of the 4, but as long as I am working towards it, I am doing my part to solve the problem. So, Isafel, what do I need to do to be one of the 4 people of this generation who truly live without fear? Because I want all wars on our planet to end. So I'm going to do what's known as a 3-card spread. You place down 3 cards. Now let's shuffle first. I forgot to do that. Let's shuffle this deck in answer to the question. Isafel, what do I need to do to be one of the 4 people of the current generation who truly lives without fear so that all war will end? Okay, 3-card spread. First card goes to your left because that's the direction that you read. If you live in a culture where you read in a different direction, you move in the direction that you read. So, yeah, let's set this over here. So the first card on the left is the first card red. It represents the recent past. The middle card represents the present. And the third card, the card on the right, represents what the future will hold if I continue along the current path. Now I am going to rotate these around so that you, the viewer of this video, can see it. Left card first. Wait. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So that is the recent past card for my question of how to become a person that truly has no fear. Now for the present card. Let's see what Isafel has to say about this. Positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. It appears as though I was supposed to wait in the recent past, wait for new information to come to light, and in the present, basically just avoid anything negative in order to not be a person who lives in fear, which makes sense. That is Isafel's current message to me about this is positive energy, avoid negativity, avoid negative television, internet, headlines, movies. Avoid anything that might F with my zen. Let's go that route. It's avoiding zen fuckage is what it is. Okay, now the third card is the near future, the future that I'm heading towards if I continue down the path that I'm currently on. And the future card says make a wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestations. So these three cards together form the answer to my question on how to be a person who lives truly without fear so that all war on this planet will end. A couple of things that I want to show you regarding this deck of cards is that there are other ways to read a deck of cards. One way is to simply draw a random card and that's the answer to your question. Father healing. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. So there's that card. Another thing that I like to do is a 5-card spread, which is very similar to a 3-card spread. The only difference is that you're adding a distant past card onto the beginning and a distant future card onto the end. So distant past, recent past, present, recent future, distant future. And keep in mind I did not ask a question before drawing these, but maybe you've got a question. Let's see what the answer is. Distant past card. Have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Recent past. Self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. And now for the present card. Let's see what it says right here. Yes. Contemplation time. Spend time alone, meditating upon what you truly desire. Recent future. Protection. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So there is the near future card in reference to your question, assuming you continue on the same path that you are on. And the distant future card. Blessed change. A major life change brings you great blessings. And so there's that. And that's the way to do a 5-card spread. Now, one thing that I do want to point out is that on my channel, you will see videos labeled as divinations videos. Looking at them, you have no way of knowing which divinations video it is. They all have the same thumbnail, the same title, the same description, but they are an online deck of oracle cards. You feel free to check out those divinations videos if you want and utilize those videos the same way you would a deck of oracle cards. Now, I am not saying that they are a replacement for an actual deck of cards that you hold in your hands, because let's face it, sometimes it just makes you feel more magical to actually hold something. And this same card, Morning Affirmations, say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. This card has shown up for me constantly all day, every time I've dealt with this deck. It just keeps popping up. So anyway, sometimes holding a physical deck of cards will make you feel more powerful magically, and this is a nice deck of cards. I really like this deck. I use it quite often. So this is Doreen Virtue's Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card deck. Check it out. They're beautiful. They're powerful. If you want a nice deck of mermaid cards, Here you go. Once again, this is Dax Allred. We've been discussing the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck of Oracle cards. This is a beautiful deck of cards. I highly recommend that you check them out. This video is a part of my 30-day video challenge. That means a video a day, every day for 30 days, no matter what. So I will be seeing you again tomorrow. Always remember, you are important. Your needs are valid. You are loved. And the same is also true for everyone else. I love you very much.